Here is Elise Stefanik on with Jim Jordan on the Sean Hannity program, breaking down what the January 6th committee is all about. It's designed to shame Republicans. The question is, why would it shame Republicans? Let's watch.
We need a broad scope commission that's focused on political violence. What the Pelosi sham commission is focused on is only January 6th and trying to shame over 70 million Americans who were standing up for constitutional and election integrity issues. We need to look at the political violence that occurred all this past.
I understand now. Those people who were running through Congress with a noose and were
chanting
there
hang Mike Pence.
We're there for constitutional purposes. I get it. That's why. And let's just go back a little bit. She's going to bring up stuff now in terms of political violence. I'm surprised she doesn't go back to the Weather Underground. Like, I mean, like she's pulling up stuff, but listen.
Yeah, bring up that Lee Harvey Oswald was a communist or something.
Integrity issues. We need to look at the political violence that occurred all this past year. We need to look at the targeting of Steve Scalise and Republicans on the baseball field. We need to look at the tragic loss of a U.S. Capitol police officer on Good Friday. Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats do not want to investigate that. They want to make this political and partisan.
Yeah, it's interesting taking three separate incidents and trying to make them a whole incident is clearly not partisan, I guess, when it comes to Stefanik.
I mean, put aside the fact that there's a difference between sort of like individuals doing something over the course of 3 or 4 years, separate individuals, and hundreds upon hundreds who did something right after, in coordination with major Republican groups. Turning Points USA was bragging about having 80 buses there on that day of people. You had the President of the United States speak out in front. But just to be clear on the Steve Scalise thing, Republicans controlled the Congress at that time. If they wanted to have hearings on that, they should have.
Well, they literally didn't because they did not want to have a gun control debate. And that's exactly what happened when he was, that happened in 2017. So go back in time, Elise, and see if you can investigate that. I'd love to hear their arguments on that front.
But that's going to be the talking points on the right. But it's I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of like a political value is there to this. And also, frankly, I'm quite interested in finding out if there were people who, how coordinated this was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also just keep redirecting it, asking that question of, do you think Biden won the election fairly? Because ultimately those people were motivated by the lies of people like Stefanik about the constitutionality of what happened with the last election.
Right. What was unconstitutional about the last election? Folks, there's more of what you've just saw where that came from. That's if you hit the subscribe and like button. Thank you. Really, thank you.